Good morning. Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills. It is time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Hey, good morning, Moore County. Good morning, unfortunate Aberdeen, as the failing pilot calls you. Hey, stay tuned. John Zumwalt's on his way here. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to drive on his Harley Davidson. He's going to have to take his $70,000 pickup truck. But that should be okay. He can make it here in the rain anyway.
I should have served in the service so I can have all these toys.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, that's what they say. He who dies with the most toys wins.
Don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream as we speak. That's available to you at our website at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located on your mobile device. YouTube does the work. Fire it up and put Mornings with the Leader Man in the search. And if you're on your mobile device, just need our audio stream, which the majority of people do. Then you get a streaming application such as TuneIn, iTunes, or Streama. And in that, you put WEEB and will appear at the top of your listening results. Or you can also get it off of our website anytime. Upper right-hand corner of every web page has an icon that says Listen Live at talk973.com. Just click on that icon, and it's that quick you're listening. Some of those listening online this morning, we got Annapolis, Maryland, Ottawa, Canada, Sunny Daisy, Tennessee. Can't say I have ever been there.
No.
Pierre Fonds, Quebec, Canada. Coral Gables, Florida. Dearborn, Minnesota. King Park, New York. Let's see, Rome, New York.
Rome, New York.
Yeah.
I've been to Bucksnort, Tennessee.
Netherlands, New York. Let's see, Courtney, BC, Moose Lake, Manitoba. Mena, Arizona. That's just to name a few of the 54,000 people listening right now.
Okay.
All right. It is 7:34 weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area. It's going to be cloudy with rain. Most of that will be light, and it'll be gone by this afternoon. Most of it will be staying south of us. High today at 54 tonight. Mostly cloudy, maybe an isolated shower, just an itty-bitty chance up at a low of 40. Tomorrow, cloudy, and this is not going to be an all-day rain-snow event that they're talking about. It'll be just a little dusting of rain and maybe a dusting of snow in the overnight. From 7 p to 7 a, the models are showing that's when something will come through, but it will be at best a dusting. High of 42 tomorrow. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy. That's when the snow, rain supposedly is going to hit. And it's going to be south and east of us. Mostly east of I-95 towards the coast. But we'll have a low of 28. So anyway, anything that falls will have a chance for a few moments of glory. Because it takes a while for the ground temperature to raise to where it could support anything. I mean, to fall, so it could support anything.
Right. You need days and days and days of below freezing for that ground to get cold enough to hold snow. I mean, it'll lay on the grass, but it's not going to lay on the road.
It'll be of the wet, heavy kind.
Right.
Anyway, like I said, 30% chance of 1 inch or less. So we'll leave it at that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You can leave it right there.
But remind us of the blizzard of 2000.
Oh, dear.
That night they said 3 inches, and we woke up to 22. That'll put the panic in. Oh, go to the grocery store, clean off the shelves.
Yeah, too late.
Mostly sunny Friday with high of 40, so anything that falls Thursday night will be short-lived history. Friday night, clear and 24. Saturday, sunny and 52. Sunday, partly cloudy, 57. Monday, 50-50 shot of showers again, and high of 59. Tuesday, partly cloudy, 63. Right now, around the Sand Hills, winds to north at 5, visibility 10 statute miles, pressure 3019, dew point 49, humidity 89, It's cloudy, 52 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. These TV weathermen sometimes, or weather people, sit there and they need to look at the camera and say, put your sled back up. You're not going to need it. You'll be lucky to slip on a step or raised surface, but that ain't going to happen either.
Yeah.
So
Don't need to steal all the food trays from the chow hall and slide down the snow-covered hills, huh?
But they don't say that. They always say, however, there is a potential, of which is not going to happen. But we can't get you to tune back in if we don't scare you a little bit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. They gotta have ratings. That's why the news is so ridiculous most of the time.
Yeah, they lie.
Yeah.
I always remember we were expecting some potential snow and ice storm, and somebody actually found a little ice. One of the reporters found ice on the windshield.
Yes,
He goes there and says, look at this. This could possibly be on the road shortly. Yeah. We got, we're reporting on an icy windshield.
Which you can find on pretty much any cool day sometime. It's bad.
You think, is this what we've come down to? All right, 7:37 here on this Wednesday hump day. Let's jump into our sound bites this morning and see what we can dig up here. Boy Scouts filed for bankruptcy. Heard about that, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I was never a Boy Scout, sorry.
I had a story on it. Where'd it go? Here it is. Boy Scouts of America filed for bankruptcy to deal with the hundreds of sex abuse lawsuits that have poured in. Hang on, we got Napster, can't shut off now.
I think that the thing that bothers me most is they could have stopped it. The Boy Scouts does so much good for so many young kids. It's not a bad organization. It was run poorly. I want my childhood back. I want my adulthood back. It changed my life.
Well, come on, guy. There's a blinding flash of the obvious there for anyone. Hey, you start all the gay stuff, and you can have gay this and all this, and then you wonder why you have the problem and the lawsuits. Go on.
While the Boy Scouts filed for bankruptcy, the Girl Scouts are rolling in dough, cookie dough, that is. Mm-hmm. Here's the Girl Scouts of America spokesgirl, Eve, to tell you more.
The following is a message from the Girl Scouts of America.
Hi, I'm Eve from the Girl Scouts. We are all very sorry to hear about the Boy Scouts, and they are bad with their money. At the Girl Scouts, we make money, a lot of money, because we sell cookies. I learned about money, sales, inventory, and financial management. My current portfolio is diverse in stocks, bonds, and real estate. And my 401k is booming. For those boys who want to work, maybe you can sell some cookies. But you're going to get paid 20% less than us. And clothing, you boys, ain't giving my dimes my cookie money. Got it?
This has been a message from the Girl Scouts.
They aren't nah. Down here, there's a couple places I've been where the Girl Scouts get a little forward selling those things.
Yeah.
But, down here, they're very polite. No thanks. I don't need any more cookies. I've already got a bag full. But, they're really nice down here. I haven't seen any of that at all. I've seen it in other places, though.
Well, the Astros cheated and won the World Series, as we know, but now get ready for the all-new season where you can buy their merchandise and be just like the pros.
Now it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Everyone's talking about the Houston Astros.
You cheated.
Every single guy over there needs a beating.
Yes, the Astros are ready for another winning season. So get all your Astros merchandise, like jerseys that say the Houston Asterix. And they buzz every time a fastball is thrown. Astros hats with removable Velcro letters. So you can make your hat say Houston Rats. And each hat comes with a dangling earpiece. So you can steal the pitch signs just like the pros.
Curveball coming.
Their new mascot, Astro from the Jetsons. Ruh-roh, rot reading. Their patch no longer says Houston Strong, it says Houston Wrong. So don't miss the Astros opening day, March 26th in Anaheim. It'll be unbelievable. Brought to you by MLB, which stands for Major League Blunder.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Well, the Democrats debate tonight from Vegas.
Why did you bring that up? I was happily not even thinking of that.
Randy Mike will be on the stage for the first time.
With his box.
Yeah, standing on his box.
Stack of cash. That's right.
And Bernie's also going to be back. We have him now we went walking with him. He has more thoughts while he walks and talks. This time he ponders, do we need another football league?
Hello again, it's Bernie. The XFL, I don't get it. We need a break after Super Bowl, not more football. It's too soon. You don't ask someone if they're hungry right after they just had Thanksgiving dinner. And if there's football year-round, do we not have an off-season? The off-season is when they get all their surgeries from all the injuries they sustained during the real season. They need a rest. And don't get me started on the team names. The Vipers and the Battlehawks? I don't think so. Thank you.
Yeah, when's he going to go get his surgery and shut up? He ought to sew his mouth shut.
There's a new Guinness World Record out there. Oh, boy. Got all categories. This is for the fastest time to pop 100 balloons using only the feet.
Okay.
There is such a category. A guy named David Rush did it in 23.6 seconds, which topped the previous record of 29.7.
Okay.
So that you can say you were in the moment.
3, 2, 1, go. $23.69. Come on! You set your mind to go. Believe in yourself. Pursue with a passion. You can accomplish anything.
Pursuing a passion. Okay, there you go. All right.
Pepsi just launched a contest to give away a diamond engagement ring. And the diamond is a lab-grown and is made of crystal Pepsi. You can win it by tweeting your idea for the perfect proposal to Pepsi. Here's the ad.
How do you make your passion clear to the one you love most? You could propose with the thing you love most, Pepsi. Introducing the Pepsi engagement ring, made from real crystal Pepsi. Really. Because we love you as much as you love Pepsi, we wanted to give you something befitting your passion. And this one-of-a-kind gem can be yours, so you can make the proposal of a lifetime. The Pepsi engagement ring, a ring with taste.
Yep. There you go. A ring with taste.
Yeah, if you get thirsty, you just suck on your ring.
Yeah, there you go.
An identity theft victim in Tampa, Florida is now footing the tax bill for crooks that bought 2 phones in his name from Verizon. Apparently, since those phones weren't paid for, Verizon marks it as an expense, which means the victim, in this case Tony Ferrero, was given a 1099-C tax form for $2,400 to cover the debt.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Talk about taking it from both ends.
It's almost like you're guilty till you can prove you're innocent. I can't make this go away. I didn't go down there. I didn't show them my ID. I didn't sign my name on any forms. Somebody else did it fraudulently, okay? So they need to deal with it.
No, you need to deal with it, buddy, because it ain't going to go away. You're right. Jeez.
Yeah, if you point it out on your taxes, then you get marked for an audit and all that crap. And, you know, the thieves seem to win every time, don't they?
Yeah, they do. I'm sure, you know, most of those stores have cameras, so they should be able to figure out, at least get a picture of whoever it was that was standing there and buying the thing.
Yeah, but even if you have that, sometimes you can't get it circulated enough for somebody to identify them. A new study shows that social media makes it emotionally tough to break up with people, even if you unfollow them. Here's a clip from Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy,
Great.
featuring everybody's buddy and non-actor Will Ferrell's character crying in the phone booth.
I'm in a glass case of emotion!
That's 10 seconds of your life you'll never get back. An 18-year-old girl filmed herself cutting her own bangs and hating the results. Why do people think that every moment of their life is worth filming and posting?
Well, actually, there are a few times when it's, hilariously funny to watch, but not often. And this is probably not one of them.
Well, she pulls them down too much and freaks out the moment that she sees the damage she has caused.
Here's me cutting my bangs. Oh, no. Oh my God. I'm about to go. No! Oh my God.
It grows back.
Yeah, but never fast enough.
Yeah, well, hey, I had bad haircuts for 30 years. It grows back.
And another 36-year-old woman has been charged with repeatedly calling 911 because her parents shut off her cell phone. Yeah.
Hey, I'm calling the cops.
There you go. Cut it back on. A woman claims that a man kidnapped her, forced her to watch the 1977 miniseries Roots, which we all know is true fiction.
It was stolen fiction, too.
Yeah,
Alex Haley
Haley
ripped off another author.
That's right. According to the complaint, he did it so she could better understand her racism. So she had to sit down and watch this.
Your name is Toby. I want to hear you say it. Your name is Toby. You're going to learn to say your name. Let me hear you say it. What's your name?
Kunta Kinte.
Well, I had to say it with drama.
I thought it was Jordy.
That's his space name. Someone in Arkansas, where else, gave a donkey a jolly ball, which is it's a round blue ball in this video, just a rubber ball, with air in the, that like you would use physical therapy.
Typical playground ball.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
And watched it spend over 2 minutes having fun, more fun than you can imagine. I watched it. The donkey was having fun.
Oh, yeah.
They posted video of it chasing the ball, carrying it in his mouth, and even getting up on his hind legs to run with it. Here's just 11 seconds of the fun. Okay. Don't you feel better now?
Yes, I do. It's therapy.
A Chick-fil-A employee in Georgia was clearing the dining room when he found an envelope containing $900 cash.
Ouch.
And that infamous question crossed his mind.
Yeah.
What to do.
Yeah, you better turn that in.
Here he is along with his manager talking about the good deed.
I was sweeping under the tables, moving them out of the way. Lo and behold, I was about to sweep up an envelope, and it had $50 bills in it. I went over to my manager, like, holy cow, someone left like a whole lot of money.
Obviously, I'm surprised, like, okay, $900 is a lot of money. I gave the money. She was extremely, extremely grateful for it, and I mean, almost tears in her eyes. I mean, it was a good moment to be able to give that back to her.
I just try to stick to my really hard Christian values and know what's right and what's wrong.
Okay.
Well, that's somebody's, rent money. That's somebody's, grocery money for the week or 2 weeks or the month. That means a lot to somebody. Cash.
And how does an animal shelter recruit money that it desperately needs?
That I don't know.
To look after...
Put on a dog show.
To look after animals so they can find their forever home. Well, a Facebook post featuring a dog that can't walk, a Chihuahua, and a pigeon that can't fly, cuddling up has gone viral on the Mia Foundation social media page. The foundation is based out of Rochester, New York, and helps animals with birth defects receive a fighting chance. If you haven't gotten a chance to see it yet, here's the direct post. They gave it to me, though. It's too long to read out. You can find it on Facebook, though. The clip features Gary and Sue Rogers, who run the nonprofit.
This guy here has touched the hearts of millions of people.
Thursday night, I took Herman out of his playpen and I put him in a dog bed. And then I had to tend to Lundy, so I put Lundy in with him. They just looked really cute together, so I took some pictures. I posted them to Facebook, and the next morning, it was crazy. We've already brought in over $6,000 in donations.
The world needs good stories. When you have basically two species, right, that fall in love, it can only touch hearts.
That's right.
A pigeon.
And get good at social media. Yeah, the pigeon and the dog were in the same cage, I guess you call it. And they were cuddled up, and it was a touching little sight. Janet Dubois is best known for being a neighbor on Good Times. Was found dead yesterday. She was 74. No cause of death, and according to reports, she seemed to have been in good health recently, but she died unexpectedly in her sleep. Usually that's a stroke or heart failure.
There's several different things it could be, and it happens. I don't know. I mean,
She's most famous for playing the sassy neighbor, Wilnona. I can't say it.
Winona?
No, Wilnona Woods.
I don't know.
On Good Times. The movie roles included I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. That's a biggie. Tropic Thunder and Charlie's Angel Full Throttle.
Nope, never saw any of them.
Here's a little performance of hers in Good Times itself.
You know, I was leaving the boutique section on the way to a break, and suddenly this pregnant woman ran out the store, and I got suspicious.
Wilona, what's so suspicious about a pregnant woman?
Honey, the chick was 83 years old. So I notified the store detectives, and they went outside. And, honey, before you could say Kojak, that woman gave birth to a 7-pound alligator purse.
Harrison Ford cut out meat and dairy. This is breaking news.
Oh, dear.
He says his diet now is, quote, very boring. But he adds, quote, I just decided I was tired of eating meat, and I know it's not good for you and the planet. And we know where he's coming from now.
Right.
And it's not really good for me. This is from Ellen yesterday.
You changed your diet or something, I read.
I did.
What are you doing now?
Practically nothing. I eat vegetables and fish.
That's good. That's very healthy for you.
No dairy, what was the other thing?
Meat?
That, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. It's really boring.
I know, but the fact that you can stick
So
to
is
it is
he.
pretty impressive because it is hard to eat really, really clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Did you do it for some kind of reason, or you just decided it's probably better for me?
I just decided I was tired of eating meat.
Yeah.
And I know it's not really good for the planet.
No, it's not good for the planet, and you
And
are...
it's not really good for me.
Well, for Way Back Wednesday, here's some classic Steve Martin for you. Get a load of how much a ticket was to see him in a club back in 1977.
Yeah.
This is from his Let's Get Small album.
Yep.
I'm not sticking with the regular stuff tonight. You paid the money. You paid $4? $4.50? Yeah, it's a good investment. Sometimes I come out here, I do $4.75 show. If you pay $4.50, I don't do a $4.25 show. I keep going. I do a $4.50 show, and that's it, baby. So you may make a little bread off this tonight. I'm into bread. I love money. I love everything about money. I love to eat it. Money. You say you can't take it with you? I'm taking it with me. I bought some pretty good stuff. Got me a $300 pair of socks. I got a fur sink. Oh, let's see, electric dog polisher. That was a good thing. Gasoline-powered turtleneck sweater. And of course, I bought some dumb stuff too, you know.
That's as relevant today as it was then.
Yeah. That's where we got into acting seriously. Took all the fun out of it.
You have your electric dog polisher? Yeah, it was classic stuff.
All right, 7:57. Some things we need to know today so we don't sound stupid. Jeff Bezos paid more for his new Hollywood home than Amazon paid in taxes last year. Another royal family breakup. Say it isn't so, Joe. David the Earl of Snowdon, and his wife Serena, the Countess of Snowdon, have announced they're divorcing, making them the second royal couple in a week to announce a marital split. No more Navarra and the royal family.
Well, that is a huge royal family. I mean, they're like everywhere. You turn over a rock in England and there's a royal under it.
Well, here's a case of super liberalism for you. In Washington State, lawmakers are really considering a bill that would eliminate single-family zoning in most cities with more than 10,000 people.
Yep, there you go.
That is utterly ridiculous.
Yep.
That means you want to go to a town in Washington that's 10,000, population 10,000 or more. Well, you must live with neighbors.
Yep. Well, yeah, condos or apartments or something. Yeah.
64% of women have bought. 64% of women have bought or are willing to buy clothes secondhand, according to the Threads Up 2019 resale report. They tried to implode an 11-story building in Dallas on Sunday, but something went wrong. Now they got an 11-story Leaning Tower of Dallas.
Ooh, that's bad.
That's dangerous just to go in to see what went wrong.
Yeah.
And if you got buildings next to it,
yeah, they're in bad shape there. Exactly.
Yeah, somebody screwed up royally. Amsterdam is considering banning tourists from its famous cannabis vending coffee shops. The city explores new ways to balance quality of life.
The area, and so will those rain showers that will happen early, and we are likely to stay socked into the clouds for much of the day. Our temperatures this afternoon will range in the upper 40s and lower 50s, but tomorrow temperatures will be in the 40s by the afternoon, and we're tracking that chance for rain to transition into a wintry mix as we go through the day. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sand Hills, 97.3 FM, 104.1FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstrip. President Trump defending his use of social media.
The president's active use of Twitter is sometimes a source of frustration even among Trump supporters. Just last week, Attorney General Bill Barr called out his boss, saying his tweets make it impossible to do his job at the Justice Department. But Mr. Trump says using social media is important.
Because it gives me a voice. Because I don't get that voice in the press, in the media. I don't get that voice.
Greg Clugston, the White House.
Fireworks expected in Las Vegas tonight when Democrat presidential candidates meet for the 9th time in debate. This time, though, former New York Mayor Mike Bloomberg, who has so far avoided early primaries and caucuses to concentrate on Super Tuesday states, will join the fray. Forecasters expected more heavy rains in parts of the flood-ravaged South, prolonging the misery for worried people who still can't get back into homes that are surrounded by water. National Weather Service meteorologist Alan Campbell says they really need an extended dry period to try to get rid of all the water that's already flooded the area.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like, we're going to see that here for at least the next 5 days. We've got a couple of dry stretches in there, but for the most part, they only, last upwards to 36 to maybe 48 hours before we have another system push across the area.
National Weather Prediction Center in College Park, Maryland, projecting the greatest likelihood of heavy rains and a band from eastern Louisiana across central parts of Mississippi and Alabama into far west Georgia. A Syrian commercial flight landed at Aleppo Airport today from Damascus. That marks the resumption of internal flights between Syria's two largest cities for the first time since 2012. On Wall Street, ahead of the open, Dow futures up 85, NASDAQ futures ahead by 41. News and analysis at townhall.com.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
My story begins with debt, a lot of debt, credit card debt, and I heard a commercial for Trinity. I gave them a call.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
When I first called, I was a little embarrassed and kind of ashamed, and I looked at the numbers, and I saw how quickly that astronomical debt that was in my life would go away.
Trinity will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
What I would tell other people, please pick up the phone and call Trinity. Just let them put together a program and see how affordable and easy it is to pay off your debt.
Call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
Low-skilled workers would not get visas under post-Brexit immigration plans unveiled by the government.
For many British supporters of leaving the European Union, one of the main objectives was to end the arrangement which allows EU nationals to work freely in the UK. Now that Britain has left, the government has set out plans for change, which will make it harder to move to the UK for relatively low-paid jobs. Some businesses currently use EU nationals extensively for such work, in, for example, construction, hotels, health and social care. Industry leaders have warned the gap will be hard to fill, especially as unemployment among British nationals is currently very low.
That's the BBC's Andrew Walker. SpaceX partnering with Space Adventures to launch up to 4 tourists into a super high orbit, possibly by the end of next year. Ticket prices not being divulged, but expected to be in the millions. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. Good news in the world of racing. NASCAR driver Ryan Newman is reportedly awake and speaking with family and doctors just a day after his horrific crash in the final lap of the Daytona 500.
Newman's racing team released the encouraging update on its driver late Tuesday afternoon after Monday night's sparking, flaming crash and skid short of the checkered flag, which was claimed by defending champ Denny Hamlin, who'd won the 2019 race in overtime laps after another series of late crashes. This year's Newman crash evoked memories of the 2001 race in which a crash into the wall claimed the life of legend Dale Earnhardt, a reminder that the safety reforms following that crash may have spared Newman's life this year. Newman has been a harsh critic of NASCAR, garnering fines for public comments about cars that go airborne after such crashes that he suffered. George Bonzani reporting.
And you can check out more on these stories. Log on to townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra.
Hi, I'm John Cole with John Cole's Plumbing Professionals. We would like to express our sincere appreciation to all our loyal customers for voting us Best Plumbing Company in this year's 2019 Best of the Pines. We will continue to offer excellent customer service, professional workmanship, and affordable pricing. Don't just call a plumber, call a professional. John Cole's Plumbing Professionals, 910-639-4933.
John Cole's Plumbing Professionals.
I'm Republican Arthur Donadio, and I'm running for district attorney. Since moving here in 1996, I've spent 24 years as either prosecutor or private attorney serving our community. Now I'm back in the DA's office, and our DA is retiring. She, along with dozens of law enforcement officers and courthouse personnel, have asked me to run to take her place. I'm honored by their faith, and I'm answering their call. The people who know my work know that I'm a fighter with the skill and experience to prosecute everything from DWIs to murder, and the compassion to understand when a kid needs a second chance. Talk to your friends and neighbors. Talk to police officers, judges, deputies, and court clerks. They know me. They know my character and my commitment. Starting with early voting on February 13 and finishing with the primary election on March 3rd, you, the voters, will determine the course of justice for Moore and Hope counties. I'm not the slick politician who just arrived, but I'm a professional who's quietly dedicated his career to helping folks. So I'm asking you, vote Donadio for District Attorney. Thanks for listening, and God bless you. Paid for by Donadio for District Attorney.
Neck, shoulder, or back pain can be downright debilitating. If you have those issues, you already know that, and you don't need me to tell you about the opioid crisis. There's another, better way. I'm talking about chiropractic, a healing art that's also science. Dr. Sharon Wright of Wright Chiropractic in Seven Lakes invites you to come in for a discussion about how chiropractic works and could work for you. To be sure, there are many of you out there that have reached the proverbial dead end trying to treat and manage your pain.
This is Dr. Wright. I can't guarantee I can fix every problem, but I will tell you honestly whether chiropractic can be of help for your particular issue. Living with pain is not always the only option. Doesn't it make sense to explore every avenue before resigning yourself to the limitations of pain? Call our office today to schedule a consultation and start living again. 673-2225.
If you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, I've got some good news. Now, you've got a choice. Aaron Cooper of Cooper Ford in Carthage is proud to announce Cooper Auto Choice because he understands how important it is that you have choices when it comes to purchasing a pre-owned vehicle. He knows that families work hard for every dollar, and for a lot of families, an affordable, dependable vehicle could make all the difference in the world. Cooper Auto Choice should be your first choice if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV. At Cooper Auto Choice, the price you see is the price you pay, period. Choose from a huge inventory of pre-owned vehicles, priced to move, and backed by the Cooper commitment of quality. At 1010 Old US 1 in Southern Pines. Call 910-725-1111 or visit CooperAutoChoice.com and start shopping online today using the Cooper Auto Choice virtual showroom. Now you have a choice at Cooper Auto Choice. Make Cooper Auto Choice your first choice for a pre-owned vehicle.
Flowland Hemporium has been voted #1 in the best of the pines for alternative medicines. And one of the many reasons? They have the largest selection of CBD and hemp-derived goods in the region. Owner William Dean was selling hemp textiles and food 20 years ago, before its popularity. And with the recent explosion of CBD products, Flowland has continued to be the authority on this very beneficial plant. They sell everything from pain-relieving creams, CBD oil, tinctures, to edibles, bath bombs, pet treats, and more. Flowland is the Sandhills' #1 choice for CBD products and thousands of other products you won't find in the department stores. They're open daily, so come on in to US 1 across from Texas Roadhouse in Aberdeen, or go to the website at shopflowland.com. Flowland, Moore County's #1 CBD oil authority, and serving the Sandhills since 2000.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. Forecast models are continuing to show a possibility for snow or a wintry mix, particularly in the eastern counties. There's even less of a chance of snow in the Charlotte area, maybe an inch or so in the Triad and Triangle, 1 to 4 inches of snow in the mountains. National Weather Service meteorologist James Morrow tells us
we may see a little bit of a changeover to snow Thursday night into early Friday morning. We're still not thinking the impacts are going to be very significant, but we could easily see an inch or so on the ground Friday morning when we wake up. Not as likely to stick on roadways, but certainly on the grassy and elevated surface.
That's in the Triangle area where Morrow is. President Trump granted clemency to 11 people yesterday, including former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich, former New York City Police Commissioner Bernie Kerik, and former San Francisco 49ers owner Edward DiBartolo Jr. Blagojevich arrived home early this morning after his 14-year prison sentence for political corruption was cut short.
Rod, what's your plans tonight? Kiss my wife and my daughter. How good does it feel to be home right now, Rod? There's no place like home.
NASCAR driver Ryan Newman is alert and able to speak following that terrifying crash at a Daytona 500 on Monday. CBS's Manuel Bojorges has details.
Newman has survived multiple crashes in the past, including a previous one here at Daytona, and he's been an advocate for stronger safety measures. Before last night's crash, he was in the lead and close to winning his second Daytona title.
A North Carolina appeals court has joined a federal judge in ruling against the state's newest voter photo identification law. Tuesday's unanimous decision means it's increasingly unlikely that North Carolina voters will have to show a photo ID in order to cast a ballot in this year's elections. Rutherford County deputies spent last night dealing with a standoff at Ellenboro. Shots were fired, but no one was injured. You're listening to NCN News.
Who is the North Carolina High School Athletic Association?
We are over 200,000 student athletes.
We are dedicated educators, coaches, and mentors.
We are your neighbors and friends that put on the striped shirts and officiate the games you love every week.
We are 419-member high schools from small towns and big cities, anywhere from Murphy to Manteo.
We are making a difference and building leaders of communities for the next generation.
Who are we?
We are high school.
We are the NCHSAA.
2020, another big year for North Carolina politics. Republicans and Democrats battling for the state's electoral votes, competing for the governor's mansion, control of the General Assembly, the top job in the state Supreme Court. Carolina Journal covers all the action. Available each month as a free newspaper, every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your best source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
Family, friends, and political cohorts of the late North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Bob Jordan are expected at a service remembering his life. Governor Roy Cooper is among the scheduled speakers at today's service at a high school in Montgomery County where the Democrat lived and ran the family lumber company. Tuesday, authorities were removing the wreckage from that small plane crash Monday in Fayetteville, as well as releasing the 911 calls that came in after the crash. Grays Creek Fire Chief Joe Marsh's grandson, Jacob Parsons, was the pilot of the plane. In a phone interview, Chief Marsh tells ABC 11,
I ran to him first, and other guys started going to the other patients. So I stayed with him, and one of my other guys came up and helped me with him. But you just try to focus on your job.
Now in London, CBS's Vicky Barker joins us with the news of a decision that could prove costly to Prince Harry and wife Meghan.
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex must remove the word royal from all their branding. So no more Sussex Royal on their website or Instagram feeds, and they'll have to drop attempts to register Sussex Royal as a global trademark. Since Harry and Meghan have withdrawn from royal duties, Granny, otherwise known as the Queen of England, clearly decided they shouldn't profit from their royal title.
A joke gift given that turned out to be highly dangerous.
It was a gag gift a suburban Detroit homeowner bought in December for a friend, a novelty landmine.
And apparently the friend didn't want it, so this had been sitting down in his basement in a box.
Fast forward 2 months, says Bloomfield Township Police Lieutenant Paul Schwab, the man received an email from the online retailer saying that device might be live. Michigan State Police bomb squad was called in to safely dispose of it.
And what we learned later on is that they were actually coming from another call where somebody had called and had another novelty type landmine.
There were no charges. Sandra McNeil for CBS News, Detroit.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Temperatures will actually drop throughout the day. Afternoon readings will be in the upper 40s as well as the lower 50s. We are likely to see early rain showers clear the area, and cooler and breezy conditions will stick around. While it will be mostly cloudy tonight, we're tracking that chance for showers to gradually turn into a wintry mix by Thursday. Do anticipate gradual clearing Thursday night leading into Friday morning. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills area, we're looking at cloudy skies and 50 degrees. Humidity 93%, dew point 48, pressure is 3012. Winds variable at 15 and visibility is at 10 statute miles. It is 8:14. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Wednesday hump day. A Harney County man has been arrested after police say he attacked his girlfriend with a machete, cutting off her left arm. The victim lives in Fayetteville, and the police labeled it a domestic violence incident, according to the warrant. In the warrant, police said that the attack took place where 54-year-old Melissa Norris had her left arm chopped off just below the elbow. Norris was airlifted to Duke Hospital, where she underwent emergency surgery. Family members told reporters that doctors have reattached her arm after the horrifying encounter with her boyfriend. She's now recovering in ICU. Ryan Alexander Tyndall, 27, Parkview Highway in Durham, was charged by Fayetteville police with felony attempted first-degree murder, assault with a deadly weapon and intent to kill, and felony castration without malice. Norris' sister told reporters that Tyndall was trying to use her pain pills, and when she said no, Tyndall attacked her and severed her arm. A large crowd gathered Tuesday at the groundbreaking ceremony for the new Pinehurst Elementary School. The former school, located on Dundee Road, was torn down in November to make room for a new school, which will be twice the size. Since August, students have been attending classes in modular buildings at Razzie Wicker Park until the new $31 million school is completed. The two-story school, which will serve 800 students, is scheduled to open in August of 21. Moore County voters approved the bond referendum last year to fund the construction. The 118,000 square foot school will host kindergarten through 5th grade. A North Carolina appeals court has joined a federal judge in ruling against the state's newest voter photo identification law. Tuesday's unanimous decision means it's increasingly unlikely that North Carolina voters will have to show a photo ID in order to cast a ballot in this year's election. The decision reverses last July's lower court ruling, which said the challenge of the law wasn't likely to win at trial. Now the state and federal courts have ruled it appears Republicans still show discriminatory intent when they passed the December 2018 law to implement the ID requirement that voters approved in a constitutional referendum that year. Is it going to snow? If so, how much? Well, let's answer the question. Probably it will snow, but it depends on where you live. The best chances are east of here and east and south of I-95. The models are all showing that most of the snow will be from Wayne County down to Sampson County and southeast toward the coast. The European model shows the best chance of snow staying southeast of us. If we get any snow, it will be less than 1 inch, and there's a 30% chance of that between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. Thursday night into Friday. And a programming note, the Rush Limbaugh Show will have a guest host today of Todd Herman. Rush is having his first cancer treatment today, and he will follow up tomorrow, and Mark Stein will be sitting in for him. Rush plans on returning Friday, the 21st. That's your WEEB local news this morning from the Sand Hill Sentinel, and you can go online to sandhillsentinel.com for more information. It's 8:14. Here comes your sports right now on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. Ryan Newman was awake and speaking with his family and doctors yesterday, less than 24 hours after the horrific crash in the final lap of Monday's Daytona 500. Roush Fenway Racing released an update on the driver, whose car slammed into the wall at nearly 200 miles an hour, flipped, got T-boned by another car, then flipped several more times before it skidded to a halt in flames over the finish line. In other sports health news, Blues defenseman Jay Bomeister is back in St. Louis after he collapsed on the bench during a game in Anaheim last week. He issued a statement saying he's on the road to recovery after going into cardiac arrest during the first period versus the Ducks. Now on to last night's games, and it was a heavy schedule for top 25 college hoops programs. Top-ranked Baylor bounced Oklahoma 65-54, and with the win became the Big 12 record holder for the most consecutive victories with 23, breaking the 23-year-old mark set by Kansas. That alone could motivate the Jayhawks when they visit the Bears for Saturday's 1 versus 3 matchup. In other action, number 5 Dayton downed VCU, 7th-ranked Maryland nipped Northwestern, and 8th-ranked Florida State pounded Pittsburgh. Illinois upset number 9 Penn State, 10th-ranked Kentucky escaped LSU, and number 15 Creighton topped number 19 Marquette. 17th-ranked West Virginia, they knocked off Oklahoma State. One North Carolina program in play, St. Joe's edging Davidson 73-72. On the ice, Andrei Svechnikov and Nino Niederreiter each scored in the second period, and the Carolina Hurricanes beat the Predators 4-1 in Nashville. Jordan Stahl scored a goal late in the first, and Sebastian Aho added one in the third as the Hurricanes won their fourth straight in the Music City. Head coach Rod Brindamore liked the effort.
Certainly, when you're watching it, it looks like we know what we're doing as far as the game plan. And then the engagement from all the guys. Like everybody was digging in and making some good plays and battling when they had the battle. So it's a pretty good effort.
With the win, the Hurricanes also moved into the second wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. They're tied with Columbus with 72 points, and they've got 2 games in hand. This is NCN Sports.
Ready for a Vegas getaway? Let the good times roll at the Orleans and their sister property, the Gold Coast, both located just off the famous Las Vegas Strip. Relax in style in a golfer's paradise at the Sun Coast, or experience Mystic Falls Village and indoor laser light show at Sam's Town Hotel and Gambling Hall. Boyd Gaming has it all, with exciting casino action, dining, movie theaters, bowling, and tropical pools. For your next Vegas getaway, think Boyd Gaming.
Farmers make a difference in your life every day, from the food on your plate to the clothes on your back. The agriculture industry is the backbone of North Carolina's economy. Remember to thank a farmer for all they provide. Farm Credit is dedicated to doing our part to keep farmers farming. Our team of experts provide lending solutions to keep North Carolina's farmers doing what they do best. Farm Credit, we're farmers strong. Visit us at farmcreditofnc.com.
Major League Baseball's cheating scandal has sent 3 managers packing while thrusting 3 longtime baseball men into those managing jobs on short notice.
I'm Peter King. Baseball's investigation into the Boston Red Sox 2018 season is wrapping up. With manager Alex Cora already fired, the Sox are waiting for the other shoe to drop. New manager Ron Renneke.
We don't know what the results are going to be, so we'll just try to do the best we can, and then when we get this thing, then we can move forward.
Renneke has managed in the majors before. Luis Rojas has not, but he's replaced the fired Carlos Beltran as the New York Mets manager.
I'm very excited.
Rojas managed many of the current Mets in the minors. Peter King, CBS News, Northport, Florida.
A person familiar with the situation says former Panther and 3-time Pro Bowl tight end Greg Olson has signed a 1-year, $7 million contract with the Seahawks. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Most people dread going to the dentist, but not at Sandhills Weekend Dental. Here's Michael from Whispering Pines.
I met Dr. Terry and Sam's about 9 months ago when I had an emergency. Prior to that, which makes this amazing, is I haven't been to the dentist in 12 years. I had some really bad experiences when I was growing up as a young boy, but when I went in there, I clearly was nervous. I had a lot of fear, but Dr. Sam's and her staff put me at ease, took me in, reviewed what we thought we had going on there, and just talked to me in a way that I felt like she really wasn't going to hurt me, which was a big fear that I had for the last 12 years. And I'm really happy to tell everyone I can brush and floss, and I can eat, kiss, and smile better.
Sandhills Weekend Dental on Highway 211 just past Harris Teeter. Open Wednesday through Friday 9 to 4 and Saturday 9 to 2. Call for an appointment at 910-687-4423. 687-4423.
Hello, my name is Bob Temme, and many of you know me as Chief Temme. I'm speaking to you now not as the Chief of Police, but rather as a Republican candidate for the North Carolina House of Representatives. For over 30 years, I've been politely informing people that they have the right to remain silent. On March 3rd, I will be doing the opposite and asking that you speak up and have your voice heard, loud and clear, by voting for me, Chief Bob Temme, in the primary election. I have the education, experience, background, and the conservative Republican morals to represent you and your opinions at the state level. Having over 4 decades of public service is a reflection of the core value of my campaign, which is simply service above self. Moore County, it's time for a change. It's time to put Moore County first again, and it's time for Temme. This ad was paid for by the committee to elect Bob Temme.
At Sandhills Collision Center in Seven Lakes, we proudly serve all your automotive repair, auto body restoration, and collision repair needs. With our brand new state-of-the-art cheap straightening system and eco-friendly AmeriCure paint booth, you can rest assured that your vehicle, boat, or RV will receive top-notch repair and flawless paint jobs. And for all you aviators, we do aircraft body repair too. Sandhills Collision Repair Center is veteran-owned and offers a 5% discount to our military family. family. We give free estimate and accept all insurance and self-pay. All our ATECs will provide superior customer service from start to finish because we are committed to quality and prompt expert service. Bring your automobile, boat, or RV by today for a free quote at 135 Village View Drive in Seven Lakes. That's just 2 minutes from the Food Lion on Seven Lakes Drive. Or call us at 910-673-AUTO. That's 673-AUTO. Sand Hills Collision Center, because you deserve the best.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Pride Plumbing is proud to serve Moore County with superior workmanship and dependable plumbing service, including 24/7 emergency service. Like the name says, we take pride in our work and your safety. Our employees must pass background and drug tests and share Pride Plumbing's reputation for quality service. From simple leaky faucets to new water heaters and sewer lines, backflow testing and installation, drain cleaning, plumbing repairs, and, if necessary, replacement and remodeling. A family business with over 50 years of prideful service. Go online to callprideplumbing.com and check out our 5-star customer reviews. We offer a 10% discount to all veterans and active military. Call Pride Plumbing of Moore County at 910-295-0152. 910-295-0152. Serving with pride since 1965.
Sandy Ridge Memory Care provides all the amenities of home while providing personalized resident care and a dedication to a safe, secure, and comfortable environment for your loved one. Providing care for dementia and Alzheimer's population has been our specialty for 18 years. Research has proven that a loving, structured, and intimate home environment successfully fulfills the needs of both the one affected by dementia and Alzheimer's, as well as the family caregivers. As one of the largest memory care facilities in North Carolina, we feature 3 separate secure units within our community. Each wing is designed for individual needs and preferences. Call for an appointment or just drop in to tour our facility and discover for yourself the care that sets us apart. Located only minutes away from Moore County and surrounding areas, Sandy Ridge Memory Care is the right place at the right time. On Bowman Road in Candor or online at sandyridgeliving.com. Call 910-974-4162. That's 974-4162.
Hello, this is Debbie Serino, owner of Wakert Realtors Town & Country. Whether you're looking to sell your home now or at some time in the future, why not let the experts at Wakert prepare you so that when you are ready, you will experience the results you deserve, nothing but the best. One of our recent sales was a home that had been on the market with another firm for a year. Our clients came to us looking for better results. We listed the home on Friday and it sold on Saturday. Would you like to know how we did it? Give us a call at 910-235-3685. Our marketing plan has proven time and time again to produce the results you need. We sell more because we do more.
Call 910-315-9051 or find them at the corner of Rattlesnake and McCaskill Road East in Pinehurst. Independently owned and operated.
Donuts so heavenly you'd think they were made by angels. Southern Angel Donut Company is now open for your heavenly pleasure in Olmsted Village behind the First National Bank. And the angels are up daily at 3 a.m. making donuts the old-fashioned way, preparing holy taste bud delights like the maple bacon donut or their special apple fritters. And hey, Southern Angel Donuts make great business icebreakers because who doesn't like a great donut? Give Southern Angel Donuts a try today. Open 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. My grandma was something else. It's hard to know how to describe her. My memories of her are that she was about as good to me as a grandma could be. One thing I remember is that when I was a kid, like 4 or 5 years old, I had to get liver shots once a week. What is a liver shot, you ask? I don't know. It was something they did in those olden days, and I guess I got in on the tail end of it, literally. When it was shot time, my grandma would come over to the house and hold me down. She'd wrestle me down, my skinny little butt exposed, ready for that dull needle. You see, my mom was a nurse, and she was the one giving me the shot. In those days, they used the same needle over and over. Mom would boil them, believe it or not, to make sure they were sterile, and those needles were big, and they were dull. Anyway, my grandma would have me all ready, and my mom would get tickled and stand there laughing with me, and grandma all tangled up. Neither one of us thought it was one bit funny. Finally, she'd quit laughing, and pow! One more liver shot in my hind end. Those shots were the worst thing I've ever had to endure, I believe. Well, at least I thought. That was before I sat through my first political speech. Oh my gosh, those guys can ramble. I was sitting there praying, please send Grandma back to wrestle me down and get me out of here. Give me a liver shot. I just need to be gone. You know what? I miss my grandma. I really do wish she could be in the Zumwalt zone.
A front will gradually clear the area, and so will those rain showers. That will happen early, and we are likely to stay socked into the clouds for much of the day. Our temperatures this afternoon will range in the upper 40s and lower 50s, but tomorrow temperatures will be in the 40s by the afternoon, and we're tracking that chance for rain to transition into a wintry mix as we go through the day. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills #1 morning show. Mornings with the Leader Man. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Good morning, old friends.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's on the agenda for today?
We've got a very uplifting show today.
It should be a lot of fun. And don't forget,
It's Wednesday.
work.
All right, everyone, back to work.
Doesn't that sound fun? Wait, that doesn't sound fun.
Here it is. Well, back to work.
And have fun, whether you like it or not.
This is the beginning of the show. It's the fun time. We're ready to go. It's showtime, folks.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It is time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Hey, good morning, Moore County. Hey, stand by. Get your coffee cup and get your apple fritter. John Zumwalt got the windshield wipers working on his $90,000 pickup truck, so he made it in. I don't know, though. He's tearing the trim out and the door and knocking the microphone and breaking that, so we may not have a show.
Yeah, his microphone might not be working by now. Don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's available to you right now at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located on your mobile device. YouTube does the work. Put Mornings with the Leader Man in the search. If you're on your mobile device just needing our audio stream, that's available to you also 24/7, 365. Just fire up one of your streaming apps such as TuneIn, iTunes, or Streamo. They all work. Put WEEB in the search and we'll be right there at the top of the results. If you're on a website at talk973.com, you can get to our streaming by clicking that icon in the upper right-hand corner of any of our web pages. And it says, on the air, listen live. Click that once and you're listening just that quick. Cloudy with rain today, high of 54. Tonight, mostly cloudy, isolated showers, a low of 40. Tomorrow, Thursday, this will be mostly afternoon stuff. Cloudy with rain, snow likely. Less than 1 inch expected, if at all. The computer models are changing hourly, and every one of them updates and shows less chance here of anything. High tomorrow, 42. Tomorrow night, more of the same. A low of 28. Then for Friday, back to sunshine and 40. Anything that came down frozen will be gone quickly Friday morning. Then clear Friday night, a low of 24. Saturday and Sunday, both partly cloudy. 52 Saturday, 57 Sunday. Right now around the Sandhills, winds are variable at 5, visibility 10 statute miles. Pressure is 3022, 2.48. Humidity 93, is cloudy and 50 degrees. Currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Another perfectly timed record there. Don't try this at home. It will destroy you if you don't hit it. All right, got a crowded studio in here this morning. John Zumwalt's got a lot of guests. John?
Good morning. I want to get right into this.
Wait a minute. You may have messed it up.
Uh-oh. No?
I'm hearing you, but I'm not hearing him. Check your, no, do this. Do that with the microphone. Let's see if that does it. Yeah, there you go. You're
All right, you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, well, good. I thought for
I
once...
told you beat it up too much.
I was hoping for once I would have a start without having something messed up on it. Usually it's me, and this time it was too. I think you're going to really enjoy this next half hour. I've invited Jamie Bowles, the incumbent for District 52, and I've also invited Bob Timmy, the challenger, so I want to get right into this. Let me talk to Jamie first. Jamie, we got a mailer in the mail yesterday, and I had, up to this point, I thought this election cycle was as dirty as it's going to get. I thought that it couldn't get any more dirty than the things that we're seeing from the Hardin camp. You sent out a mailer that says this. It's a big, flashy color mailer, and a lot of people got it. And it says, human life begins at conception. And you strongly agree with that, but there's no answer from Bob Timmy. You said government should not discriminate, and we'll go with that later, but you said you strongly agree. But Bob Timmy did not have an answer. You said you're in favor of a wall. You strongly agree, but no answer from Bob Timmy, who's sitting right here, by the way. You said people should be able to vote without photo ID. And you said you strongly agree, and you said there's no answer from Bob Timmy. Then you said on the front that he does not speak out for conservative values. And then you say, is Bob Timmy really a closet Democrat? Now, frankly, Jamie, I don't know how you could say those things. We have all heard him speak publicly. It's on his webpage. It's everywhere. And I would like you to tell us right now, how in the world could you have the nerve to show up here today with after you printed something like this? Okay, your turn, Jamie. Oh, that's right. Jamie's not here. He didn't accept the invitation to show up and explain this. And I've texted him several times, no answer. I've got to say one more thing before we get Bob Timmy, who did show up. This is the way this all started with me about 3 years ago. I sent an email to Jamie Bowles asking him a question, just a simple question. Will you meet with me for 15 minutes to discuss education? Zero answer. I sent him another one. Zero answer. Finally, I decided to look into his background, and forget how he is as a man, folks. There's nothing personal in this. I couldn't care less about talking about personalities. He is a terrible, terrible, terrible representative. But I never dreamed in my wildest imagination he would send out something like this that says Bob Timmy is a closet Democrat and accuse him of not answering these questions. Bob, let me ask you these questions. I've heard your answers many times. But first I want to get any thoughts you have on this card that was sent out, and there'll be more.
Well, first off, thank you for having me. I'm glad you gave me the invitation last night, so I absolutely very happy to be here today. And you're right, with that card, when it talks about no answer, you've run for office, Steve has run for office. You're well aware that you get inundated with multiple surveys to take. The NRA survey I took, some other ones I took. So what he did there was he simply looked for a survey that I did not take and simply put no answer on that card. You're right. I've addressed every one of those issues on my webpage, on my Facebook page. The webpage is bobtemmy.com. Please go there, take a look. Vote Chief Temmy is the Facebook page. But you're right. At the VFW, all those questions were asked, all those questions were answered, and by me and not by Jamie Bowles.
Well, there were numerous. I mean, the place was packed. People heard you. Okay, Jamie, your turn to respond. Oh, I keep forgetting. You're not here. And nor did you respond to my text. I could understand if you had something to do, but I know that is your personal cell phone, and I don't know why you didn't answer me.
Well, John, let me just say this. And first off, I probably should thank Jamie Bowles for producing that flyer, because he just won the election for me. And I'm very confident in saying that. But I can tell you, about roughly 10 days ago during a campaign event, I had somebody from the Republican Party come up to me and tell me that special interest was about to inject $200,000 into Jamie's campaign to start this smear campaign. So I knew it was coming. I was also told that it would come at the last minute where there'd be very little time for rebuttal. So that's right out of the playbook, and it's right in the wheelhouse as to why I'm running. Why inject $200,000 into a campaign where an individual who has already taken $93,000 from the alcohol industry to maintain a position that pays $13,100? Think about it. That's why I'm getting in the race. It's ethically bankrupt. Jamie Bowles is absolutely ethically bankrupt, and I want to thank him for that, because it's money well spent for me.
So where do you get your money, Bob? Fair question. Where do you get your money?
Supporters and people that want to change, and that's exactly where it comes from. A large portion of that money comes from my own personal funds. I'm doing this for all the right reasons, and that's what we need. We really need. If you think about it, if you just think about that ad, up to this point, the campaign has been honest. That's a snipe. That's a sniper coming in and trying to save the little fiefdom that he's created.
Well, I honestly would think that whoever created this ad, I would like to see Jamie condemn it, outright condemn it, because it is the worst you will ever see. And if I didn't know either one of you, I would...
John, flip it over. He's the one that created it. It's the committee. It's his committee.
It's terrible. It says that you will not answer questions on policies. Let me ask you a few questions. And frankly, I'm sick of this, because I've heard these answers at least 4 or 5 times at different forums you've attended. I've heard you on this radio station. I'm sick and tired of hearing them, because I know the answer and I know what you're going to say.
And you heard me last night at the Second Amendment.
I did, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's just go down this list. Not too long of an answer, Bob, because people have already heard it, but I want them to know. Jamie is saying there's no answer. You have no answer. Human life begins at conception.
Take a look at my website, bobtemme.com.
What does it say?
It says human life begins at conception, and I also, at these public speaking events, said that I took a lot of heat from the Democrats for making sure that a woman that was killed while she was 9 months pregnant and dilating, that the offender was also charged with death of an unborn child. I answered that question over and over.
And I believe that if I'm not mistaken, and I know you can't talk much about that case because it's ongoing, is that the same one that Donadio is now looking into?
That's correct. It's with the district attorney's office.
With the district attorney's office, yes. And Donadio's spoken publicly about that. I want to make sure people know that. It says this. This is on his card. Government should not discriminate against individuals or businesses because of their belief in the marriage of a man or a woman. Let me start over. In marriage, because marriage is a union of one man and one woman.
We shouldn't discriminate against anybody for any reason. Let's not pigeonhole it. I mean, that's ground zero for that answer. And again, that has been publicly said over and over again, with Jamie Bowles sitting next to me.
He says that he strongly agrees that he's in favor of construction of a wall and other necessary infrastructure on our border. But you won't answer that question, Bob.
Well, that's been answered publicly. That's also currently on bobtemme.com. If you take a look, I even quoted Ronald Reagan, that without walls and without borders, we have no nation. That's on there. Please take a look. Again, Jamie Bowles was sitting next to me when that happened.
All right, before we go any further, now I've invited Jamie numerous times. I invited him the same time I invited Bob. So if any of you see a red light and siren fire truck going by with a big Bowles sign on it, please text me. It's him trying to get here. All right. People should be able to vote.
With the siren, there shouldn't be any problem.
I'm sorry, Jamie. I'm sorry, but you should be here, or you should come on sometime and answer these questions, and this is outrageous. All right, he also said people should be able to vote without a photo ID. He strongly disagrees with that, but he said you don't have an answer for that.
That's, again, that falls into the same category. We're kind of beating a dead horse here, right? So,
do you think they should be able to vote without a photo ID?
No, they need to have ID, and I've said that before. And a matter of fact, I have said that it's ridiculous that you need ID to buy Sudafed, but you don't need ID to vote.
Exactly. Now here's one that, Bob, that really I think set me off more than all these. He's got a picture of you, and he's got your name, Bob Temme, and then he's got a question. Closet Democrat?
If I was any more of a conservative Republican, I'd have a radio show between Chris Plant and Rush Limbaugh. That's just absurd. Those people that really know me, the battery on the phone died last night. It was ringing so much that how could these lies actually be put out?
Even people who don't know you, who've just gotten to know you in this campaign, know that to say a closet Democrat about you about you is ridiculous. Now, on the front, he's got a picture of you. I'm sure they hunted the world over to find a bad picture. They can't really find a bad picture of you, so they tried to get a picture of you that looks... Now, they should have put a picture of me on here if they wanted a bad picture, but they put a picture of you looking kind of like off in the distance, and it says, Bob Timmy, full of secrets. So I want to... What are the top 2 or 3 secrets you're keeping from us?
That's pretty funny. I've been in public service my entire life. I've been vetted by the FBI when I attended the FBI Academy. I've been vetted by law enforcement agencies in more than one. I've been recently vetted by the Moore County Sheriff's Office when I took a dual sworn certification with them. There are no secrets. And the reason he had to go to this flyer is because there are no secrets. And that is very, very telling. But I am extremely grateful that Jamie put this particular flyer out, and please come see me. I'm going to be at the polls in Carthage. Everybody was calling me last night and asking me when they can vote. They were so outraged about this. I will be at the polls at Carthage from 8 to 5 today. Please come on up and vote. The Ag Center on Pinecrest.
Well, you might want to say 9:30 to 5.
Yeah. Well, they're open 8 to 5, and actually I already have somebody, my wife is up there manning the tent. Come up, shake my hand. What you won't see there answering questions is my opponent. So please come on up. Please vote. Shake my hand. Tell me how you feel about that flyer, because I've never been so excited in this campaign as I am right now. And I'm going to be smiling right up until March 3rd.
All right. Anything else you want to say about this flyer before we change the subject?
No, let's I'm very happy with the fact that that's out, and I will deny everything on there and just ask you to go to bobtemmy.com, and you can see that those answers are there.
And can I just make one point? That, go to the website, and those answers to all those questions were out there well before any of this, before this thing came out. So this is not a surprise. This is obviously a lie.
Okay, there are 2 people. Well, this campaign has taken a complete 180 and gotten filthy all of a sudden. You're right. I think that I've always admired Jamie for the way he's campaigned. I've always said he doesn't really have much to run on, but he never got dirty until now. I think he's taken a little page play out of the Hardin campaign. You don't have to, I don't want you to comment on that. That's me talking. I think that a lot of people believe that this campaign's gotten filthy. Some of them believe it's because of me and some of the things I've said, but you know what? It's not slinging mud when you pick up the mud that's been slung at you, the swamp mud, and sling it back. You've got to respond. You've got to answer. You're not on the defensive here. You're on the offensive. And we can't have this. Now, let's change the subject.
Well, one second. Just,
okay.
You're talking about that card, and he's never done this before. He's never been threatened before. This, and when I say threatened, I mean losing an election, right? So this is an act of a desperate man that knows he's losing. We have been full speed on this. We're winning. We're going to continue to win, and this is the only thing that he can resort to. He can't resort to speaking about the issues. You've seen that. It's the same rap. I'm Jamie. I went to Moore County schools. I own a small business. He'll unroll a piece of paper and tell you something about that out of Forbes magazine, and then he'll talk about judges and a governor and how the House how the Republicans took over the House in 2010. That's it.
Well, you know what it reminds me of? When I was in high school, I wanted to play basketball. I was a horrible player. I couldn't dribble. I couldn't shoot. I couldn't breathe. Other than that, I think I could have been all right. But when the coach cut me, I could not look at the coach and say, "Hey, coach, why are you cutting me? We have a winning team." I wasn't contributing. Well, yes, the legislature is doing some good things, but you can't point to them and say, "Hey, coach, keep me in." You've contributed nothing, Jamie. Not for Moore County. We need help for Moore County.
Correct.
All right. Last night, we had a Second Amendment hearing at the courthouse, and a lot of people showed up. I mean, do anybody have any idea in this room, have any idea how many showed up?
I counted
Yeah, there's more than 200 is what I
it's
heard.
270 is what I counted, just based on the number of seats and the people standing in the back.
About 270, give or take. And we had a pretty heavy presence there of law enforcement, and they checked us. And you know what? I think they were doing their job. They have a responsibility to keep us safe, and they did that. And kudos to the sheriff's office. It's irritating to have to put your pocket knife back in the car, but they did what they thought was best as law enforcement officers. So I want to say that and thank them for that. Several people spoke. Some more eloquently than others. I spoke. It was not the best I've done in my life. I'm not particularly holding that up as anything great. But some people spoke, and they were really, really, really good. Bob, you were one of them. I think we'd have to give you the best speaker award. Now, before you answer that, because you were interrupted several times by applause. No one else was interrupted by applause that many times. We had one lady who said she was 70 years old. She said she was an old lady, wanted to keep her gun. We had people who could barely walk that we saw get up there, speaking in favor of this. We had yourself, and we had your opponent were both present. Jamie was there. But Jamie didn't speak. He didn't get up and speak for the Second Amendment. He did campaign. I saw him campaigning. And we also had Arthur Donadio and Mike Harden were both there. It's the first time I've seen Mike at one of these things, but he was there. But he also campaigned. Donadio stood up and spoke in favor of the Second Amendment. That's just a small little story that tells you what and by the way, our DA spoke in favor of the Second Amendment. She got up and she spoke. I think the very best talks came from the crowd, the ordinary, everyday people who spoke so passionately and so knowledgeably about this. Now, we all know it doesn't change any laws. We all know that everything's the same as before. Give me another second. The word sanctuary seems to bother some people. Here is my interpretation of what that word sanctuary means. Second Amendment sanctuary, it simply means that this county is a sanctuary for the Constitution, for the Second Amendment. We believe in defending and protecting the Second Amendment. It does not mean it's a sanctuary for any gunslinger that wants to come in there illegally carrying a gun. It doesn't mean that you have a right to go kill someone. It changes absolutely nothing. It reaffirms by our county commissioners that, yes, indeed, this is a sanctuary for our Constitution that we believe in, love, and we are reaffirming our God-given right to protect ourselves in this sanctuary county. We are not going to allow, we are telling our legislature, we will not support you if you try to pass laws. I'd like to get your take on that.
Well, speaking last night, it was actually very humbling that being interrupted several times by applause and getting an ovation at the end. And to see my opponent sitting in the back of the room after he stood at the door shaking hands as everybody came in. But this flyer that was sent out says that Bob Temme does not speak out for conservative values. Well, I think we pretty much debunked that myth in one 3-minute talk at the county commissioners meeting last night. So if I had $200,000 given to me by special interest, I still would not put out a card that says Jamie Bowles does not speak out for conservative values, but it would be true.
Well, let me read you a text I just got. It says, last night, my wife and I confronted Bowles over his flyer. Last night at the Second Amendment. He scurried away and stopped greeting and meeting people. After that, my wife and I are finished with him. So he's hurting himself. I don't know where people get advice, political advice, but they probably need to start listening to their heart, and well, maybe they are. But any other takeaways from that meeting last night?
The county is united. They really are. There were some speakers up there that said that we're divided. That's not the case. We're united. They're united behind me, and they're united in the fact that we need change and we need to make things better here in Moore County. It's not about the state. It's about the people in this county, in District 52 for me.
Okay. We've got 4 minutes left.
If I had $200,000, I'd buy the hour into Chris Plant's show, but I don't.
Well, how much do you have? Because it's time for
I can tell you part of it right now.
It's that important. I would do it.
We're talking with Bob Temme, by the way, who's running for the State House District 52. which you'll see him in the primary and also in the general election.
Yeah, well, I would spend that money to get that hour, but I really don't need to do it anymore because after this flyer came out, he just handed me the win. So, Jamie, thank you.
Let's not get too cocky here now, Bob.
No.
Listen.
I haven't lost a fight ever, and this isn't going to be the first.
Okay. The fact of the matter is that you and Jamie are running for the same office. He's the incumbent. He's been there for 10 years. There are folks saying that we need to keep him there because of his experience. My point is his experience means nothing if he doesn't do anything for us. Now, Jamie, I know you're listening. Jamie's a huge fan. He loves his show, as does Mike Harden and his wife. And the pilot, they listen all the time. They're all gathered around. They get nothing done.
Especially John Nagy.
Yeah, especially John Nagy, who was there last night. And I'm really curious what the pilot will say about this. But they do get things right sometimes. They endorse the audio, and I'm saying that sometimes things are so clear that even the pilot can't miss them. But in just the few minutes we have left, I want to say we have invited Bowles and Harden on here so many times I can't even remember. In person, over the radio, on Facebook, and we just can't get them on here. And that's true today, folks. So if you think we're being unfair, let me give Bob however long we have left to say whatever he wants to say. How long do we have left, Steve?
3 minutes.
Okay. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, I can tell you, and I'll tell the audience and the people that are voting for me, I may not have run a perfect campaign, but I've run an honest campaign, and I will continue to run an honest campaign. If you want to know where I stand on the issues, I've been out there. We've talked about the issues. We've discussed the issues one-on-one. That's how it should be. And the fact that you can search for some survey that wasn't taken that nobody knew about, and then just say that I didn't answer it to give the appearance that I purposely did not answer it, that's completely irrelevant. I think if you've heard me speak at the debate at VFW, which people actually left there feeling sorry for Jamie, he did so poor, that he will never do that again, and this is what he has to resort to. So I will continue to run an honest campaign, and I will just continue to be the person that I am, and with impeccable integrity, and we're going to win this.
All right. Well, if you want to get Jamie's side and you see a fire truck going by with the biggest Bowles sign on it, just flag it down, and I'm sure he'll give you his side of the story. Ask him about the flyer when you see him. Well, Bob, thank you for coming in. I know this seems one-sided, but Jamie's chair's empty.
I think that when you get flyers like this, the opponent's scared.
Yeah, they're scared. Please come see me up in Carthage today. When I leave here, I'm heading up that way. Please come see me. Let's talk about this flyer. If you have any questions, I'm probably the most accessible person that you can find in this county. So come on up.
Because like John was saying earlier, you don't recall Jamie ever going negative on
first time
campaign.
And I'll be there too, Bob, at 10. And as Jamie's mom's out there, I love his mother. She's a wonderful, sweet lady. You can't help but like her. She's campaigning, and I just hate that. I hope nothing I said reflects on her in any way, because I've loved her for years. She's a great lady.
Yes. And just so you know, I have 8 30-second videos that are going up on my webpage that we've made up several days ago that actually address each one of these already. So they were done, but they're going up. I need to drop them off with the medium.
Well, look for more of these to come out, folks, because they'll be the really evil mailers come out last, just a few days before the final day of voting. So the really bad stuff will be coming out from the Hardens and from Bowles. And Bowles,
we got more to go?
That's what I've been told.
Oh yeah, there'll be more. There'll be the worst ones are always the last one, and because you can't answer them. So look for them from the Hardens and and you're both invited on, Jamie and Mike. Thank you.
All right, Chief Bob Timmy, thanks for coming in this morning. For the rest of you, so it goes for this Wednesday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, 7 to 9 for a Thumping Thursday. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses you hear on our airways, because they are the backbone of our economy here in Moore County. Your money will stay here, roll over, and create jobs. So give them first crack at your spending dollars. And when you get there, put your tongue past your gum and tell them WEEB told you to come. And don't forget millions of Americans. They have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. So live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams, and the Leader Man and Nick and Colt the Dog. We'll see you this afternoon at 2 at the dog park.